Hey guys, Mr. T here. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, but I'm back and I'm here to start a brand new series called Mobile World. Now, couldn't think of a good name, but you know, it's pretty much Mobile America, but instead of American history, it's world history. You get it? Mobile World. The reason being is I got a new teaching job and I'm teaching world history now. And don't get me wrong, America will always be #1 in my heart. There is not a day that goes by that I am not proud to be an American. But I also recognize that there's 194 other countries on Earth that all have their own history. So world history is pretty cool too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into one of my favorite time periods in world history outside of the United States, and that is Rome. Rome is split into two parts, okay? I know you're thinking, well, isn't Rome a city? Well, it is. Today, it's the capital of Italy. The city of Rome is the capital of Italy in southern Europe today. But back in the day, and by back in the day I mean about 2,500 years ago, it used to be an entire empire, okay? Well, the empire was about 2,000 years ago. The republic, which we're going to talk about today, was about 2,500 years ago. So Rome is split into two eras, okay? The Roman Republic and the Roman Empire, okay? And then you could break those down even further into, you know, the Byzantines, the collapse, the split, all these other things. We're just going to simplify it as the Republic and the Empire. So today we're going to do the Republic. So the Roman Republic started, the official start date is 509 BC. That's before Christ. Another version is BCE, before the Common Era, whichever dating system you want to use. I'm going to use BC just because it's the more traditional one. So BC, 509 BC is when the Roman Republic started. And that was the overthrow of the previous monarchy, which was basically like a tyrant. So he was kind of like a ruthless, brutal leader, and the people overthrew him. Now, when they overthrew him, they established a republic, which basically means a republic is where you vote, the people vote on people to go vote for them, okay? I know, so we, the people, don't actually vote on things. The people we vote on vote. See how that can be tricky. I'll do a Mobile America on the Republic. Actually be a mobile history, Mobile World. So the Republic starts in 509 BC. Now, at the beginning, it was pretty much like, you know, the top elite class people, the 1% more or less, were the ones who actually had power. Those are called the patricians, okay, in Roman society. The patricians were the higher up 1%, you know, the people like the millionaires and billionaires today. That's basically who they were. They controlled the power. Over the centuries, though, okay, the plebeians, pretty much everybody else, us, the normal people, or not normal people, but the people like, you know, the working class, middle class, lower class, those are called the plebeians. Over time, the laws started changing where even the plebeians, the regular everyday people, even they had power. They even had seats in the Roman Senate, okay? Now, Rome had a Senate, okay, basically an elective body, people who made their laws. The Senate was controlled by 2 consuls. Okay, they shared power and they were elected annually, so every year. There were 2 of them. Now, over the course of, you know, the 5 centuries that the Republic existed, it grew from the little city of Rome that we know today to control the entire Mediterranean Sea. The Mediterranean Sea touches southern Europe and northern Africa. They controlled pretty much that entire area through wars, conquests, alliances, and more. Then, around the 40 BC era, 44, 45 BC, we start seeing things called this gentleman named Julius Caesar. We start seeing his name. We actually see his name about 20 years before this, but this is where we really start picking things up. So in 49 BC, okay, roughly around there. I keep forgetting the exact year. He crosses the Rubicon River, which is with his army. Now that's a huge red flag in Rome. Okay, that's illegal. You're not allowed to cross the Rubicon with your army. He does it. A year later, he's named dictator for life. 4 years later, he's assassinated in the Senate chambers, okay? About 13 years later, there's a mess load of civil wars that go on, okay? Civil war after civil war after civil war, okay? This time period is filled with civil wars. And then in 31 BC, Octavian, okay, which is Caesar's adopted son, formerly his nephew, and Mark Antony, Caesar's former best friend and, you know, second in command, end up fighting themselves after they already kill Caesar's killers. So Caesar is killed, they kill his killers, and then they fight. Octavian, his adopted son, wins, and several years later, in 27 BC, he is announced, his name is changed to Augustus, and then we start the official Roman Empire. So that's a brief history of the Roman Republic. Stay tuned. I'll go into the Roman Empire next, and then who knows where we'll go from there. All right, stay beautiful, Americans. Mr. T signing off.